What up, y'all? This is the first Tartt Entertainment that we shooting for 2012, where it's gonna be both me, Jay Kennedy. We gonna do something different this time. We got something serious to talk about. I'm gonna invite my man to come on in and talk with me. What's up, man? What's up, dude? What's going on, man? Jay Kennedy in the building, 2012, first Tartt Entertainment. I'm kind of emotional right now, man. I don't know how to feel with what's going on, but common sense to tell you why we wearing these hoodies right now. Man, tell them about that, man. Just tell them.
Man, you already know. Yeah, unless you stand underneath a rock. Unless you just completely up on the ground.
You just completely.
You already know what this is about.
Yeah.
And this ain't no gimmick. This ain't to be cool. This ain't to be like everybody else.
This ain't to be a gangster.
This is real talk right here. 2012, we still got issues going on like this, but even besides that, it's the main part that's the saddest of the whole situation is the injustice that's still taking place.
It's still going on right now.
The injustice, not the perception of what might have caused it. The injustice after the fact.
It's still going on right now.
After the fact.
Still going.
We got a 17-year-old child, teenager.
Black male.
And he's black. Shot, killed. And
By who?
By the guy that shot him is his parents. He's actually mixed.
When he like Peruvian.
His mother was Peruvian. His dad's Caucasian. So I mean, but besides the point, like I said, this ain't about black and white. Like I said, like the parents said, it's about right and wrong. You know, you got this young fella, Trayvon Martin. Dead. Born February 5th, 1995. Died February 26th, 2012.
Right after his 17th birthday, pretty much.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
And today,
March 24th.
March 24th.
Later.
2012.
A month later.
The guy that shot him, where is he? He's not in prison, I can tell you that.
He ain't in jail. He ain't incarcerated.
So
I don't even think the Sanford Police Department know where this guy is. He's in hiding.
Right, he's over his parents' house or something, as far as we know. But he's cut off his cell phones and all that. He can't get in contact with them because he's getting death threats. And everything else. But he knows what he did. And, you know, like I said, there's really only two people or three entities that know the entire situation.
Exactly.
That's him, Trayvon, and God.
Exactly.
But one person can't tell their story. He's not allowed to tell a story. So we going to go ahead and get into it. So Trayvon Martin.
A and B student.
A and B student. A junior in high school.
Yeah.
You know, aspirations of becoming an aviation mechanic when he grows up.
Now that's different from a black male.
No criminal record.
That's different.
No criminal record.
Yeah.
His teachers gave a statement about him. And, you know, she told you the kind of kid he was. A happy kid, bright kid. You know, what she said, he majored in cheerfulness. But I guess all that changes when he put on a hoodie.
It made him a gangster.
And he walked around with his hands in his waistband.
And he walked slowly.
Slowly looking at houses. The guy that killed him, George Zimmerman, called 911 and saying, this guy's suspicious. What's suspicious about him? He's walking around the neighborhood. He's slow. He's up to no good. He's got his hands in his waistband like he's hiding something.
He's black.
He's looking around, walking real slowly, looking real suspicious.
He's black.
He's just think about it. Think about it. How often are you walking around in your neighborhood or walking anywhere?
Walking anywhere.
Looking around. It's raining outside. So you got a hoodie on to protect yourself from getting totally wet. And you got your hands in your waistband talking on the phone. And somebody's up here and they saying you're up to no good. Now, why are you up to no good? That's an issue for that person, you know. But the fact still remain, George Zimmerman, who is a unregistered self-appointed head of Neighborhood Watch.
A vigilante.
Who took it in his own hands to seek vigilante justice, or so he thought.
Man, that dude he's the suspicious one. He's the thug. He's the gangster.
Right. And not only that, he's on Neighborhood Watch, but he's packing heat.
On Neighborhood Watch.
Neighborhood Watch. He follows Trayvon. He's approaching him. He's got a gun on him. Trayvon's on the phone with his girlfriend, according to the lawyer. And she's making a statement that Trayvon's like, I got a strange guy following me. You know? I got a strange guy following me. His girlfriend tells him to run. So what happens? You know, he's on 911 and he's making this commentary with him. You know, this guy's looking suspicious. These a-holes always get away. And you know, and then they also hear him like he's following them, you know, like he's following them. Because I guess they hear his car door open and they say, are you pursuing after this guy? He says, yes. He's like, okay, we don't need you to do that. And he says, okay. But apparently he continued.
Yeah, and you know
he continued.
What happened next.
Right. Now, after the shooting, the police show up. The police, Sanford police show up. And then they see George Zimmerman there, and he's got. They said he had a wet back, bloody nose, and blood on the back of his head. All right. And they saw Trayvon face down on the concrete with a gunshot in his chest, gunshot to the chest, and appeared to be lifeless. So they take a statement, you know, or do they actually take a written statement? I don't know. They really don't.
I think they just took that man's word
for it.
They took his word.
No,
they ain't take a statement from him, man. And then he gave conflicting, statements, too. And this is my main thing. He said he was Neighborhood Watch, self-appointed, proclaimed, whatever, is all a joke in itself.
Head of the Neighborhood Watch.
If, one of his statements said he had to get out of his truck to see the name of a street. Okay, if that is your neighborhood and you're watching the neighborhood, why do you need to know the name of the street? Shouldn't you know that already? You call yourself Neighborhood Watch. You were the suspicious one all along, man.
The name of your street in your neighborhood?
He was the suspicious one all along. But the fact remains, The police pulls up and see a young black man dead, and a white man out to tell the story. Some may say it's easy for black people to say that's, it's racial. But in reality, that's life. I'm sorry, man. Racism ain't going anywhere. It's not.
No, it hasn't gone anywhere.
And it's not the point. Like you said, it's the injustice in it, man.
Right. And not only this, when his father, George Zimmerman's father, spoke out about it, said, "My son not being a racist it could be further from the truth. Nothing could be further from the truth. Just he's a minority as well. He's mixed.
Why? Because he's Peruvian.
But making him half Hispanic, half white does not mean that he can't be a racist. You've got black people that are racist.
You got black people that are racist against its own race.
It's well documented. You got white people who are racist. You even got Hispanics that are racist or that have a negative light or negative viewpoint against African Americans.
Yeah.
And not only that, but going back to the 911 call, this information that's come out of late, where you're hearing when he's on the phone, you can hear him say the words effing coons. Now, some people are disputing it right now, saying they might have heard something else. If it could have been a word like clueless or curse. I mean,
or punks.
Yeah, or punks. Now, you listen to the word for yourself, though. But like I said, put everything together. Put everything together.
That's wild.
He's following him. These a-holes always get away.
That's
this black man, he's up to no good. What is he doing? Oh, he's walking slowly, looking around at houses. He's got something in his waistbands. He's hiding something. He's concealing something. I think he's going to do me harm. And what was he armed with? A bag of Skittles and a can of iced tea.
You call that suspicious? All that man wanted to do was go to the store and buy some candy.
And head back to his father's house, where he was headed. Back to his father's house.
That's all he wanted to do.
But he was suspicious that day.
Jay, I'm going to ask you this, man. If a black man walked around with a gun claiming he was neighborhood watch, self-proclaimed, and he shot a young white male, would he be out free? Would he be in jail? What's your answer on that?
The police would have showed up and they would have saw that body on the ground and they would have saw the guy with a gun, the black male with a gun. And no question, they would have went about it. They would have took statements and everything, but they would not have sided. They would not have automatically sided with the guy that shot the other person.
And that would have been deemed a homicide.
Yeah, exactly. They would have arrested him, they would have taken him into custody.
He would have went to jail.
Right.
He would have went to jail.
And they would have went to court to see if it was self-defense or not.
And the sad thing about this story is the way that Trayvon Martin's dad had to find out about this story. He reported his son missing.
Yeah,
he reported his son missing.
He's in the neighborhood that his father lives in.
Yeah.
A couple of, not even like a couple of houses, a few houses down, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact landscape of the neighborhood, but it's a few houses from there. He wasn't that far away from home. Like 2 minutes, like his dad, I think his dad said 2 more minutes walking, he would have been home. That's how close he was to his house. His father had to call 911 and
report him missing. Report. Then the police said, "Oh," and they show him a picture of his dead son in the street.
What they did, they took his body, they took him to the morgue
and called him John Doe.
They had a cell phone on him. They didn't try to look at any contacts. of who he was talking to or anybody that might have known him that could identify him. And he was
Hey,
listed as
you
John
call
F.
yourself a police department that's supposed to protect and serve?
But you know why? You don't know why? Because they said you're right. He's out of place. He's not from here. He shouldn't be around here.
Why? Because he's
You know, we don't even have to say it. You know why?
because he's
You
dot
already know.
dot 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 dot.
You already know why. Same way you know why we wearing this.
Skittles, iced tea, and a hoodie.
Right. Now, this George Zimmerman character, this guy has had a history of calling the police time and time again.
Numerous times
He had
for
called
suspicious people.
402. He had placed 402 calls to the police. Not only that, since 2011, 46 calls.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of 2011.
Yeah.
To report disturbances, break-ins, windows left open, kids playing in the street, and other incidents. You know, not only that, you know, he would go from door to door. He was known to do this by the neighbors that say he would go to door and would tell them to be on the lookout for black males looking suspicious.
Black males looking suspicious. And I guess the hoodie just set it off, huh? The hoodie.
The hoodie said
The hoodie just set it off in your hands and your waistband. That just set it off. That's suspicious enough for you to pull out a gun and shoot somebody.
Right.
And then you claim self-defense. You're the one with the gun. You're the one with the gun.
Right, and let's back it up. Let's back it up.
Go ahead,
further,
man.
though.
Go ahead.
The police are there. What happened? They drug test Trayvon.
Because
the person
because
who's dead.
the
Not
911
concealed.
call, Zimmerman said he looked like he was drunk, right?
They drug tested him.
That's crazy,
They did a
dude.
background check on him. But hold on, George Zimmerman. They told his father that George Zimmerman said he had a squeaky clean record. A squeaky clean record. George Zimmerman,
He had squeaky clean record.
far from squeaky clean. George Zimmerman, he has a 2005 charge of battery on a police officer that was trying to arrest one of his friends and got an altercation and got a charge for that. He's also been accused of domestic violence by his ex-girlfriend, and she put out a restraining order on him for it.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So he's not a squeaky clean character. The police apparently did not do their homework. They automatically sided with him. They vested themselves into him, and then they became his defense attorneys.
Yeah.
And not only that, they had one witness. One witness said, one witness that said they saw Trayvon on top of Zimmerman punching him. And then you had another witness that had said there was no punching, no fighting, no wrestling, any of that. And when they saw it, but they said they heard the young voice yelling out, calling for help, and then they heard a gunshot, and then it immediately stopped. And then they saw George Zimmerman standing over Trayvon.
Now that's self-defense.
Exactly.
You ran after him.
And
the 911 operator told you not to pursue him.
Exactly. And
you went after him.
And he clearly was, but the statement that he gave to the police was that he was heading back to his truck. Well, he was checking to see what street he was on.
But you do neighborhood watching the neighborhood.
And he don't know what street he's on in his own neighborhood.
Well, if you don't know what street you on in your own neighborhood that you do neighborhood watch for, you should resign the position.
Besides the fact, this is what he told police. And he said he was heading back to his truck, and when he got back to his truck, said Trayvon attacked him. He said Trayvon attacked him. Now, let's go back to his girlfriend, the account that she said. She told the attorney, the lawyer, said that Trayvon told him a strange person was following. Trayvon said, "Why are you following me?" Then a voice returned and answered, "What are you doing here?" And basically, like, you don't belong here. And then she said she heard a pushing sound, like a shove. And then his phone just went silent, went dead. And she tried to call him back to no avail. So, you kind of put all this together. You put the one witness that said that she did see Trayvon. And you have a other witness that said it didn't happen. But she also said the police tried to change her story. They tried to say the police tried to get them to change their story to agree with the story of the other witness and the witness of Zimmerman.
Yeah, Zimmerman.
Trying to coerce them to change their story on what they saw. And not only that, they went ahead and run the story that they said was run, and the lady goes on, she's on TV, she's on the news on CNN, and she says, "Nah, that's not right. That's not. I didn't say that." And I tried to get them to retract it, and they didn't do it. Now, so not only that, but George Zimmerman, he's allowed to keep his gun, the murder weapon. He's allowed to go home. He has the blood on his, the blood on his face and all that, and none of that evidence, none of this is taken from evidence. His shirt, any of that. He's allowed to go home with the gun, call it a day. A nice day's police work.
One less black man you got to worry about. I'm gonna say it, man.
Apparently putting all that together, that's how they looked at it. In the days to follow, when his parents are asking for this guy to be arrested, they're getting denied by the police, saying he's squeaky clean.
I'm looking at this picture.
And here we are, almost a month later, and the guy's still not been arrested. You got people out in the streets. You had all this information come out. You had the 911 calls come out. There were 8 calls placed. 8 calls placed on 911 in the incident. And one of them accounting the incident when you heard the screams and the shot and all that.
And he's still out.
And he's still out.
He's still out. He's still out.
The sheriff.
Now let's touch
Bill
on that.
Lee.
Let's touch on that.
All right.
Because it's some wording that people are getting confused. Step down and stepping aside are 2 different things. When you step down from a job, you quit altogether. You step aside is saying, I'm removing myself from this so-called investigation. Mm-hmm. That's all he doing. He's still getting paid by Sanford Police Department. He's still on the payroll. He has not resigned. He just said, I'm stepping down because the public outcry is making me step down, and I'm incompetent. He is incompetent. The police department is a joke down there.
And let's get this straight. This sheriff, this guy Bill Lee, and I guess he finally recognized how much of a disservice that he was doing, so he temporarily steps down. Steps aside.
He stepped aside, man.
But there's other instances with this department, and under his leadership, and the person before his predecessor,
and his officers.
Right, and the thing is, I mean, please believe, trust me. We want our neighborhoods to be safe too. We want the police to protect and serve us as well. So we're not trying. I'm not coming down on police officers there, because I'm sure there's a lot of good ones. Just the few bad ones. Like I said, a few bad apples. Spoiled a lot of them. But when you got your head guy, and he's making all these siding with Zimmerman, not doing proper police work, not serving the public, you know, the injustice to the family that's been done.
Yeah.
And I guess he finally recognized it, and he temporarily steps down. But he needs to be gone. So, I mean, not only that, but why was Zimmerman let go? All right, Zimmerman was let go because of, in the state of Florida, you have what you got called the Stand Your Ground law, an extension of your castle laws. And for y'all that know, the castle laws is basically, if you live in one of those states, is if you're in your home and somebody comes in your home and you feel that they're going to harm you, you have the right to use deadly force. Basically almost like a license to kill.
Before we get into that, we're going to end this part 1. Trayvon Martin, Tartt Entertainment. Part 2, Stand Your Ground.